Okay, we're going to start with the nation. El-Rufai, 19 APC governors endorsed Buni's removal. Picture here of a tanker burning in a filling station in Mushin. 60 returnees freed from Ukraine test positive for COVID-19. 7 men raped a 13-year-old. Air Peace, Max Air, United others form alliance. Many killed in bandits' attack on Deputy Governor's convoy. Senate refuses to amend Electoral Act. Abba Kyari's extradition. Suit for hearing March 23rd. Okay, which story? Let's start with the human interest story.
Yes, I have 2 stories quickly there. So, medical doctor Miss Tura Shogunle yesterday narrated before an Ikeja domestic violence sexual offences court how a 13-year-old girl, was allegedly gang raped by 7 men in her neighborhood. So this happened in 2020, and they had accused one 20-year-old fashion designer, Rashid Fashola, who had pleaded not guilty. So according to the father, while they were taking testimonies in the court, he said he sent the daughter out on an errand to buy something, and then she came back late and complained. So I think two other guys brought her back, and they checked her and realized that she had been raped by these number of men. So she was taken to the hospital and she was checked. According to the doctor who checked her, said they didn't notice any form of struggle or bruises. She was quite calm while the check was going on, but they saw bruises in her vagina, which showed that something had happened. But they also mentioned that probably they didn't bring her the day it happened, so they don't know if she had taken her bath because they didn't see a semen. So the case is still in court, and hopefully this poor girl will get justice.
How they succeed with that.
And also, let me quickly mention that, we've been talking about these rape issues. We're not praying that it happens, but when this sort of thing happens, the person doesn't need to take a bath. Don't clean. The way you are, just go to the hospital to
go to the hospital or go to the primary healthcare centers within your local government. You get a rape kit for free. Swap, and that's all before you clean.
So I think every parent should identify the primary health centers within their neighborhood and let everybody know. Just make it public knowledge. Another story in Nation.
The deputy governor of Niger State was almost killed by bandits, and he, on the instructions of the governor, according to the Nation, was responding to a killing that happened. Bandits had attacked a village. I'm trying to get the name of the village, and killed 68 vigilance group members and other civilians who, they attacked in that village, in Kanya village in Niger State. So he went there himself and his members of his staff to commiserate with the people of that locality on the killing that had happened. But unfortunately, then drove into another attack by these bandits, and they shot at him until a military group responded. He had gone to that place with the commanding officer of Zuru Army Barracks to console family members. But even with the presence of military, these dead-daring bandits attacked the convoy of the deputy governor and shot at him to the point he was only able to escape. They also killed people on that entourage with him. So this is becoming something else. Every life is important, every Nigerian life.
Audacity.
To have the audacity to someone who has protection, convoy.
They are ready to match them weapon for weapon.
Yes, so maybe we are not using the right force to face these people anymore.
I was going to take the story of the 6 Nigerian airlines have formed a strategic alliance. It's called an operational alliance. It's called the Spring Alliance. What that means is that these 6 airlines, the Air Peace, Azman Air, United Nigerian Airlines, Arik Air, Aero Contractors, and Max Air have come together to have the Spring Alliance. What that means is that if you have a delay problem with one airline, you can actually be transferred to another airline. That's a fantastic thing for them. And you see, when we had a presidential aspirant come recently who said that when he was talking to businessmen, he said, what do you want us from government if I become president? And they said, just leave us, let us do business. You see, if you allow private sector to run the way, this kind of alliances, suggestions, solutions will be developed because they're saying we can support each other where we're having scarcity right now. People are having delayed because we don't have enough fuel. Let us help passengers. So this will be beneficial to our passengers, protect them whenever they have a problem with one airline and respond to support. So they are thinking of their customers, not their pockets.
How to satisfy their customers. And there was also something they mentioned. They said they are open to other African airlines joining. So this started in Nigeria, but other African countries who are interested can come in. So that this is going to make our journey seamless if you're traveling and there's an issue with
government
an airline.
has no business doing business. Just leave it for private sector and they'll come up with great ideas.
Solutions.
Any other thing?
So the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, reported that 60 Nigerians evacuated from Ukraine tested positive for the COVID-19. 24 hours after we had received the lowest figure since 2020 that COVID-19 started, we now recorded 118 COVID-19 infections, and 60 out of them are the people who just came from Ukraine. But they didn't tell us what they are doing with them, if some of them are going to be isolated, how serious it is. We don't know all of those details. Okay,
moving on quickly now to the Punch. Buni's lawyers, rebels, colluded to procure judgment-stopping convention, says El-Rufai. Petrol tanker explodes, Lagos filling station burnt, many buildings and people homeless. Mob lynches suspected Ondo motorcycle thief, police arrest 4. 9 killed, many injured in Edo Ogun road crushes. Bamishe reps ask FG to investigate murder, decry female killings. Airfare hike looms over aviation fuel price. Marketers predict 700 naira per litre. An NBA Lambas Umahi sacked governor hires 18 sons to battle appeal. Okay, which story are we taking?
Major headline.
Major headline, go ahead.
Okay, so yesterday, what can only be called the betrayal or a conspiracy, the chairperson of the APC was removed and issues were brought to the front burner. The governor of Kaduna State shed light on all the issues. So according to them, the convention of the APC has continued to be postponed, and they found out a grand conspiracy within the party. The lawyers of somebody had gotten an injunction to stop the party from carrying out certain functions within the state, within their party. And the chairman and his lawyers went to court. They did not vacate that injunction, rather they agreed and submitted to the injunction. And they did not bring that matter before the National Working Committee, other members of the committee who could also decide on the matter. They kept it mum. So what he said was like they are planning that all their candidates they will do the election just before the deadline of INEC. They will run their party primaries just before the deadline of INEC, and then fall into that situation they had in Zamfara State where their parties are not clearly picked, and then we lose out at the courts. The planning. So, this has already, of course, provoked 19 governors of the APC to be against the chairman, and they have supported the new chairperson, who is the governor of Niger State, to take over the chairperson of the party for now. And the secretary under the Mai Mala Buni's own committee is saying, Alayo, the governor of Kaduna State is bad-mouthing his boss because his boss is not in the country, that, he's surprised and he has a lot of defense. But he was also, I think he should be answering why there's a court injunction that would go to the, the root of their winning elections, and that injunction is still in court till now.
Okay. There was this a tanker that exploded at Mobile filling station in Idioro, Mushin area of Lagos. Idioro. Mushin area of Lagos. That's your area, right? They said the fire started about 1 p.m. The tanker was laden with 33,000 liters of petrol, was discharging its content at the filling station when it caught fire. So and then I think it affected about 3 buildings, damaging millions of naira and many people homeless. So some residents, especially one of them who was complaining that he was going out and he just all of a sudden saw fire, and all his credentials, the mother is a caterer, all their equipment, everything that they have is gone. They don't have, in fact, the only thing he has is just the outfit that he was wearing. And he kept complaining and saying that they have been reporting the matter because that petrol tanker that caught fire had been packed for over 24 hours. So if he had come to, discharge petrol, why did he have to wait for that long? That they've been complaining about that filling station for a very, very long time, and now this is happening. So
really sad. Really sad. And I just hope that they're able to. I was going to take the story, but let me just quickly go on a break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. And I was going to take the story on the National Assembly have mandated this Committee on Police Affairs and National Security and Intelligence to ensure the compliance with the resolution of the case against Bamishe's death. One of the lawmakers, Minority Leader Indudi, presented a resolution saying that the rampant cases of violence, incident rape, and ritual killing of our women folk, a call for urgent intervention. So according to her, this rising cases of violence against women has caused criminally minded persons in various parts of the country to cause this crime against these women. It says that the trend is alarming, worrisome, and therefore need for urgent reaction, and they need the House to ensure that investigation is thoroughly carried out. Now, the worry is that there are various conspiracy theories coming up from different angles, and it's important that we stay focused on the matter. As we have said before, let the police investigate. Let us see what's going to happen. And the governor of Lagos State has reiterated that they will leave no stone unturned to ensure that this girl gets justice. So I know it's easy for us to get emotional because everybody's pain and angry.
Yes.
But in our pain and anger, we must exercise restraint. Very, very important, so that more of these doesn't deteriorate into something worse than where we have right now.
In case of exercising restraint, so the Ondo State Police Command on Wednesday said it arrested 4 persons for allegedly killing a suspected motorcycle thief in Ondo town. So what happened was the gang of thieves came to steal motorcycle, and they were able to be chased. They were chased away. I think one of them was caught by the youths and taken to the police station. Then after a while, one of the people that were chased away came back to look for his other gang members. The youths were upset, and then they burnt him to death. But the police has, waded into the matter. They've arrested 4 suspects, saying that jungle justice is no longer allowed. If you catch any thief, take them to the police station. Let the law take its course.
Okay, moving on to Daily Sun. Electoral Act Senate rejects Buhari's amendment request. Court fixes March 23rd to hear FG's request to extradite Abba Kyari. Why National Assembly rejected gender bill, says Ekwenife. Strike. ASUU yet to meet government's demand, says federal government. Buni Edodehen to resign as APC acting chair and secretary. 708,000 enrolled for the 2022 UTME. More lawyers fault court as Umahi deputy others appeal judgment. Okay, which stories are we taking?
Major headline. So the Senate yesterday, the president had sent back the electoral amended one for the Senate to debate Section 84 and amend again. This is so that they can allow appointees of appointees of elected officers. That's the president, governors, and all of the all elected office holders, appointees, which under that section would have to resign before they can contest for any office. And, he sent it back asking the Senate to look at it again and see how they can amend that or, give room for his appointees to be able to contest the primaries of the APC. According to the Punch, they took the officers that they're suspecting who have interest in contesting. The Minister for Justice, Malami, Minister for Transport, Amechi, the Minister for Labour, and all of those people. And they say the Senate then debated. Enyinaya Abaribe, who is the Senate minority leader, was saying, this is not democratic. In every democracy in the world, if you had to go for an office, you would have to resign your appointment to be able to contest for an elected office. And so they just voted it out. So that did not go. But they also passed the crime bill. The crime bill is to provide, I'm trying to get the detail of, the Proceeds of Crime Recovery and Management Bill 2022. That law has now been passed, and is to ensure that any proceeds of any illegality, any property bought as proceeds, anything acquired from the proceeds of any criminality or illegality can then be taken over under this new bill. So we have progress.
Okay.
Yes, so ASUU, we know that they have been on strike since February 14 over the face of the federal government. And one of the issues they are highlighting is that payment platform, UTAS, which they want to use as against IPPIS. Now, the federal government is saying that it's waiting for ASUU to return the UTAS for another round of testing. So they brought the first one and they've tested it. They said it did not meet up to the criteria. That with this sort of platform, they need to check certain things to ensure that it meets up to international best practices. And they know that ASUU has designed it, but will it be easy for people who are supposed to use it to work, the finance departments, budgeting department in the universities, the bursary department in the universities, would it be easy for them to use? So they are going to be checking it against criteria of the people who are going to be using it, not necessarily ASUU themselves. And they say it has not met up to the standard. So go back, redo it, and bring it back since you are rejecting IPPIS.
Well,
so it's been a back and forth. I don't know why they don't want to settle for one platform. And I don't know why ASUU is insisting on using their own platform. I don't know what they are fighting
against their employer.
Yeah.
Well, I know that this thing is still debatable. Let me take the story from the issue of the gender bills. I'm on that story this season.
Go ahead.
So the lawmaker from Anambra Central Senatorial District, Uche Ekwenefe, has said why the lawmakers did not vote for these bills. According to her, she revealed that some of her male counterparts didn't vote because, let me see what she said, most of the men did not vote because of culture, norms, tradition, customs, religion, and so many other considerations. According to her, they lobbied very vigorously to ensure they got their colleagues to vote. But unfortunately, many of them did not. But this would not deter them because they will continue to represent those bills, and they believe that sooner than later, they'll be able to get their colleagues to accept the 35% that we're demanding. You know, it's just that the thinking that we have to constantly try to make them understand. It's not easy, but it's hard. But I mean, I think everybody has said it generally that policy must change because we actually, before we start seeing the difference we want, policy starts with the policy. So if we can't win with the policy, then we're not going anywhere. So we'll continue to represent. And thank you very much for clearing that up for us. Moving on quickly to Vanguard. Intrigues as APC toes Buhari's line zones chair to North Central. Umahi, deputy appeals sack by lower court, insists judge erred. Airlines groan as scarcity of aviation fuel bites harder. No preferred bidder yet for national carrier, says federal government. FG begins evacuation of stranded Nigerian students from Sumy, Ukraine. Bandits kill 13 soldiers, 5 policemen, vigilante members in Kebbi. And ASUU to Nigerians, don't allow elected leaders destroy varsities. Okay, which story are we taking in Vanguard?
Mai. And because, you know, a court in a state had said he should leave office because of his defection, which is what we're arguing the day. Another court had said he should stay in office even though he had defected. And he got angry or said something out of anger that, you know, the judgment was executive rascality. He addressed the judge in terrible ways. But the NBA has called him executive rascality. The NBA in the state are saying that this is wrong of him. But in details, he has appealed that judgment in an Abuja Court of Appeal, asking the court to, you know, uphold his stay as governor till the end of his tenure.
Okay, so I was going to talk about the update with Nigerians in Ukraine. So we are taking, I think you took the story yesterday, that the Nigerian Diaspora Commission had posted a tweet confirming that they've been able to get many of these children out of Sumy. They're trying to move them. So according to, let me read exactly, it says that in a tweet yesterday by NIDCOM, posted a video of students on transit to Lviv, a city in Western Ukraine. The commission tweeted yesterday that now on the train to Lviv, and that they were showing the fact that the minister of Geoffrey Onyema had said that he's delighted and mightily relieved that the evacuation of Nigerians from Sumy has commenced. And according to him, their thoughts are prayers. So, I mean, there are lots of, a lot of worry being expressed across the country about the children in Sumy especially because they were being bombed and many of them were having to go into the bunkers for safety. So many of them are sending out videos asking and demanding that Nigerians, the government should bring them home. And we're happy to say that here from this report, it seems that they have begun commencement. Doesn't mean that they've all been removed, but at least the federal government
the process has started.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's go on. Moving on now to another place, Nigerian Tribune. How much time do we have? Let's see. Okay, the Nigerian Tribune APC convention, we talked about already. Just ignore that story. 6 Nigerian airlines form alliance, we talked about that already. Why food prices may rise, says Afan. IU heads Osun PDP governorship appeal panel. Bandits kill soldiers, policemen in Kebbi. Police parade 200 bandits. 4 SANs, 16 other lawyers to defend Abba Kyari. Senate throws out Buhari's fresh request to amend Electoral Act. And Umahi appeals court judgment sacking him. Okay, story.
We've taken almost all the stories.
Okay, there was one that I was interested in. Food.
What did they say about food?
All Farmers Association of Nigeria in Oyo State said that they've expressed the fears that prices of food may rise in 2022. According to them, the exorbitant prices of farming inputs is going to be a factor. Wow. And they're saying that prices of chemicals are now more than triple of what they used to be. The same for the fertilizers. Land preparation has also gone from 5,000 naira to 12,000 naira sometimes, and 15,000 naira in other cases. He also said that the cost of farming inputs and other associated factors have driven up the cost of food. So they are saying that, yes, it's harvest season, but there's a possibility, strong possibility, that food prices will go up. And we can also understand why.
It's already
fuel scarcity is already there. Transportation is there. The cost of getting these fertilizers in, the cost of the dollars, getting the... So all these factors have ripple effects that come to us.
Fish I used to buy 4,000 naira. I just realized they've been selling it 8,000 naira now. So I had to call my people to order. See, you will count it.
Crayfish. I remember when I came to your house, I saw a bucket of crayfish.
Yeah, no, that's how we cook a lot in the house. Everybody needs, if once I buy this one, I'm not buying again. If it finishes, we eat whatever we have. And I can imagine a lot of households that are not making as much. How are they going to survive this period?
I said we bought meat on today's Thursday.
Yeah.
We bought meat on Saturday morning. By yesterday it had finished.
Whoa.
And this is meat for the house. Whoa. I said, what did you do? Yeah, we cooked. I said,
jollof rice, we cooked this.
They'll not be cutting onions, pepper. They'll be cut, just to fry egg. You see the kind of rodo they'll put and onions they'll put. I said, this is onion, just one onion, one. They'll garnish it, now put everything.
Everybody has to adjust.
My children still throw food away. That
please,
one is another matter.
No more. Tomato paste, that's our new stew. I can't come to myself. Let's go on a break. When we return, it's Thursday. It's our gisting day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.